Retirement in America is often portrayed as increasingly out of reach, especially for those relying mainly on Social Security. Rising housing costs, healthcare expenses, and everyday living prices have pushed many retirees to believe that comfortable retirement is no longer realistic without substantial savings. But across the country, there are still lesser-known towns where the cost of living remains manageable, daily expenses stay reasonable, and Social Security income can realistically support a modest but comfortable lifestyle. These places don't make headlines, but they quietly continue to offer something many retirees are searching for: financial breathing room. What makes these towns different isn't luxury or trendiness, it's balance. In these hidden American towns, housing costs are often significantly lower than national averages, whether through affordable home prices or reasonable rental markets. Property taxes, utilities, and insurance tend to be more manageable, allowing retirees to stretch their monthly income further. For those living on Social Security, this difference can mean the ability to cover essentials without constant financial stress. It's not about living large, it's about living sustainably. Another key factor is the slower pace of life. Many of these towns are not built around rapid growth or tourism-driven economies. Instead, they rely on stable local industries, small businesses, and community-based services. This stability helps keep prices from skyrocketing. Grocery costs, transportation needs, and everyday services often remain affordable because the local economy is designed to serve residents rather than outside demand. For retirees, this creates an environment where budgeting becomes simpler and more predictable. Healthcare access also plays an important role in determining whether a town is viable for retirement on Social Security. While these towns may not have large medical complexes, many are located within reasonable distance of regional hospitals, clinics, and specialized care centers. Access to Medicare-accepting providers, local pharmacies, and community health services helps retirees manage healthcare costs without needing to relocate to expensive metropolitan areas. This balance between affordability and access is crucial for long-term retirement planning. Lifestyle expectations matter just as much as finances. These towns are ideal for retirees who value peace, routine, and community over constant entertainment and high-end amenities. Public parks, local libraries, community centers, and walkable downtowns often replace expensive attractions. Social engagement comes from local events, volunteer opportunities, and neighborly connections rather than costly activities. This kind of lifestyle naturally aligns with a fixed income, making Social Security feel less restrictive and more supportive. Weather and geography also influence affordability. Many hidden retirement towns are located in regions where extreme climate conditions are less common, reducing expenses related to heating, cooling, and home maintenance. Others may experience seasonal variation but compensate with lower housing costs and taxes. Retirees often find that adapting to a slightly different climate is a worthwhile trade-off for financial stability and peace of mind. Importantly, these towns are not perfect or risk-free. Living on Social Security alone requires thoughtful budgeting, realistic expectations, and a willingness to embrace a simpler lifestyle. These towns offer opportunity, not guarantees. Individual expenses vary based on healthcare needs, housing choices, and personal spending habits. However, what sets these locations apart is that they keep retirement within reach rather than pushing it further away. As we explore these hidden American towns throughout this video, the focus will remain on realistic living conditions rather than exaggerated promises. These are real communities where retirees already live, adapt, and find contentment within their means. Each town offers a unique combination of affordability, access, and quality of life that can make retirement on Social Security possible for the right person. Understanding where and how retirement can still work is more important than ever. These towns represent an alternative path, one that prioritizes stability, simplicity, and community over excess. And while they may not appear on glossy retirement lists, they continue to quietly support retirees who choose practicality over prestige. When people hear that some retirees can live primarily on Social Security, the immediate question is always how. The answer is not about cutting corners or living uncomfortably. It's about choosing places where everyday expenses align with fixed incomes. Hidden American towns that support retirement on Social Security share a set of practical characteristics that keep costs low without sacrificing dignity or basic quality of life. These factors work together quietly, creating environments where retirement remains financially realistic. Housing is the most important factor. In many of these towns, home prices remain well below national averages, and rental markets are not driven by short-term demand or luxury development. Modest single-story homes, smaller apartment complexes, and senior-friendly housing options are common. Retirees often find that their monthly housing expenses take up far less of their Social Security income compared to urban or tourist-heavy areas. This leaves room in the budget for healthcare, food, and occasional leisure without constant financial pressure. Property taxes and insurance costs also play a major role. Many hidden towns are located in states or counties with lower tax burdens, particularly for seniors. Some areas offer homestead exemptions, senior tax freezes, or reduced property assessments for retirees. Lower insurance premiums, especially in areas less prone to natural disasters, further reduce monthly expenses. These savings may seem small individually, but together they significantly improve financial stability on a fixed income. Everyday living costs tend to be more predictable in these communities. Grocery prices, utility bills, and transportation expenses are often lower because the local economy is designed around residents rather than visitors. Many retirees find they can meet most of their daily needs locally, reducing fuel costs and unnecessary spending. Walkable town centers, local clinics, and nearby pharmacies help limit transportation expenses, which is an often overlooked benefit for retirees on Social Security. Healthcare affordability is another critical element. While these towns may not have large medical campuses, many are located near regional healthcare networks that accept Medicare. Access to primary care, specialists, and prescription services without premium pricing makes long-term healthcare planning more manageable. Community health programs, local wellness centers, and preventive care options also support healthier aging, potentially reducing long-term medical expenses. Lifestyle expectations in these towns naturally align with retirement on a fixed income. Entertainment is often simple and community-based rather than costly. Public libraries, senior centers, walking trails, and local events provide opportunities for engagement without high fees. This environment supports social connection and mental well-being without encouraging spending beyond one's means. For retirees who value routine and connection, this can be just as fulfilling as more expensive lifestyles. Another often overlooked factor is the absence of rapid development. Towns that grow slowly tend to experience less inflation in housing and services. Without constant demand from investors or short-term renters, prices remain stable over time. Retirees benefit from this predictability, knowing that their expenses are less likely to rise dramatically year over year. Stability becomes just as important as affordability when planning for long-term retirement. Geographic location also influences affordability. Many of these hidden towns are located away from major coastal cities or tourist corridors. While this may mean fewer entertainment options, it also means lower demand pressures. Retirees often find that a quieter setting improves both financial and emotional well-being. Reduced noise, traffic, and congestion contribute to a more relaxed lifestyle that complements retirement living. Social dynamics further support affordability. Smaller towns often foster a culture of mutual support, where neighbors look out for one another and local services are tailored to residents' needs. This can reduce reliance on paid services and encourage informal assistance within the community. For retirees, this sense of belonging can make living on Social Security feel less isolating and more sustainable. Ultimately, these hidden towns work not because they are perfect, but because they are practical. They remove many of the financial pressures that make retirement difficult elsewhere. By aligning housing, healthcare, lifestyle, and community support with fixed incomes, They create environments where Social Security can realistically cover essential living costs. These towns prove that affordability still exists in America. It simply requires looking beyond the obvious choices. Not all affordable retirement towns are found in one part of the country. In fact, some of the best places to live on Social Security are spread across different regions, each offering its own advantages. What connects these locations is not geography, but economic balance. These regions combine lower housing costs, manageable healthcare access, and everyday affordability in ways that allow retirees to live within their means without sacrificing comfort or independence. One region that consistently stands out is the Midwest. Many Midwestern towns benefit from stable housing markets that have avoided the extreme price swings seen in coastal cities. Homes are often modest, well-built, and priced for long-term residents rather than investors. Retirees in these areas frequently find that Social Security can cover housing, utilities, and groceries with room left for savings or leisure. The slower pace of life and strong sense of community also make these towns appealing for those seeking calm and predictability in retirement. The South is another region where Social Security stretches further than expected. Many small southern towns offer lower property taxes, affordable rentals, and reduced living expenses. Mild winters in some areas help retirees save on heating costs, while access to regional healthcare networks ensures medical needs are met without metropolitan pricing. Southern towns often place strong emphasis on community involvement, making it easier for retirees to build social connections without costly activities. Parts of the Appalachian region also offer hidden retirement opportunities. These towns often have lower housing costs due to their distance from major urban centers. While they may lack large-scale amenities, they compensate with scenic surroundings, low population density, and close-knit communities. Retirees who enjoy nature, quiet living, and routine often find that these towns align well with a fixed income supported by Social Security. The Southwest provides another category of affordable retirement towns, particularly in areas away from major cities. Smaller desert or high desert towns often have lower housing prices and reduced property taxes. While summers can be warm, many retirees adapt by choosing energy-efficient homes and planning daily activities around climate conditions. In return, they benefit from lower overall living costs and access to regional medical facilities that serve large rural populations. Rural towns near mid-sized cities offer a strategic balance. These locations allow retirees to enjoy lower housing and daily expenses while remaining within driving distance of hospitals, shopping centers, and specialized services. This hybrid approach appeals to retirees who want affordability without complete isolation. Social Security income often goes further in these towns because they are close enough to benefit from infrastructure without absorbing city-level costs. Another important factor across these regions is economic stability. Towns that rely on diverse local industries, such as healthcare, education, agriculture, or light manufacturing, tend to maintain steadier pricing over time. This stability reduces the risk of sudden cost increases that could disrupt retirement budgets. Retirees benefit from predictable expenses, which is especially important when income is fixed. Climate adaptability also plays a role in regional affordability. While some retirees prioritize warm weather, others find that four-season climates offer cost advantages through lower housing demand. Choosing a region based on financial practicality rather than weather alone often leads to better long-term outcomes. Many retirees discover that adjusting to a new climate is easier than adjusting to financial strain. Importantly, these regions share a common theme. They are often overlooked. They don't appear in luxury retirement rankings or popular relocation lists. Yet this lack of attention is exactly what keeps them affordable. Retirees who are willing to look beyond well-known destinations often find towns where Social Security remains a reliable foundation rather than a financial limitation. As we continue, it becomes clear that retirement affordability is not tied to one perfect place. It's about finding regions where housing, healthcare, and daily living align with realistic expectations. These regions demonstrate that retirement on Social Security is still possible, but only for those willing to prioritize sustainability over status. Choosing to retire in a hidden American town where Social Security can cover most living expenses comes with meaningful benefits, but it also requires realistic expectations. One of the most important things retirees must understand is that affordability often involves trade-offs. These towns are not designed to offer luxury living or constant excitement. Instead, they provide stability, simplicity, and a slower pace that can make retirement both manageable and rewarding when approached with the right mindset. One of the first lifestyle adjustments retirees notice is the quieter environment. Many of these towns have smaller populations, fewer businesses, and limited nightlife for entertainment options. While this may feel restrictive to some, others find it refreshing. Daily life becomes less rushed, traffic is minimal, and noise levels are lower. This calm environment can improve overall well-being, especially for retirees who value routine, peace, and predictability over constant stimulation. Access to health care is another major consideration. These towns typically offer basic medical services, such as primary care clinics, pharmacies, and urgent care facilities. For more specialized treatment, retirees may need to travel to nearby regional hospitals or larger cities. While this requires planning, many retirees find that manageable travel distances are a reasonable trade-off for lower living costs. Medicare acceptance and regional healthcare networks play a crucial role in making these arrangements feasible. Social life in these towns often looks different from urban retirement communities. Instead of organized luxury activities, social interaction tends to be community-driven. Senior centers, churches, volunteer groups, and local events become central gathering points. Building friendships may take time, but relationships often feel more genuine and long-lasting. For retirees willing to engage locally, these towns can offer strong social support without financial strain. Transportation needs also change. Public transportation is often limited or non-existent, making car ownership important in many hidden towns. However, shorter travel distances and reduced congestion help keep fuel and maintenance costs manageable. Some retirees choose towns with walkable centers, allowing them to reduce driving and maintain independence longer. Planning transportation needs carefully is essential when living on a fixed income. Housing maintenance is another practical factor. Many retirees choose smaller homes or single-level properties that are easier to maintain and more energy efficient. While older housing stock may require occasional upkeep, lower purchase prices often offset maintenance costs. Retirees who budget for routine repairs tend to find home ownership manageable, especially when compared to rising rents in more expensive areas. Daily expenses beyond housing tend to align well with Social Security income. Grocery costs, utilities, and local services are often lower because these towns are built around long-term residents rather than seasonal demand. Retirees frequently report that budgeting becomes simpler with fewer unexpected expenses. This predictability is one of the most valuable benefits of living in an affordable town. Another trade-off involves access to amenities. Shopping options may be limited, and specialized goods or services might require occasional trips to nearby cities. Online shopping and delivery services help bridge this gap, making it easier for retirees to access what they need without frequent travel. Accepting these limitations as part of the lifestyle helps retirees avoid frustration and enjoy the benefits these towns offer. Weather and geography also shape daily realities. Some affordable towns experience cold winters, hot summers, or seasonal changes that influence activity levels. Retirees often adapt by adjusting routines, using energy-efficient homes, and planning seasonal activities. Over time, many find that these adjustments become second nature and are a small price to pay for financial security. Ultimately, retiring on Social Security in a hidden town is about aligning expectations with reality. These towns offer the chance to live comfortably within one's means, but they require flexibility, patience, and thoughtful planning. For retirees who prioritize financial peace of mind over luxury, the trade-offs often feel worthwhile. These daily realities highlight an important truth. A fulfilling retirement is less about where you live and more about how well your lifestyle matches your resources. Retiring on Social Security alone is not about finding a miracle town. It's about choosing a lifestyle that aligns with financial reality. The hidden American towns discussed throughout this video are not designed for everyone, but for the right people, they offer something increasingly rare: stability. Understanding who these towns are best suited for can help retirees make informed decisions that protect both their finances and their peace of mind. These towns are ideal for retirees who value predictability over prestige. If your goal is to avoid constant financial stress, minimize debt, and live within a steady budget, these communities can provide a strong foundation. Social Security becomes a reliable monthly anchor rather than a source of anxiety. Retirees who thrive here often appreciate routine, consistency, and thoughtful planning. Another group well-suited for these towns are retirees who prefer simplicity. Smaller homes, fewer possessions, and manageable daily expenses create a lifestyle that feels lighter and more controlled. Many retirees find that downsizing reduces stress and frees up time for hobbies, volunteering, or simply enjoying slower mornings. These towns support a life where enough truly feels like enough. Health-conscious retirees also benefit from these environments when they plan carefully. While major medical centers may not be nearby, most towns offer reliable primary care and access to regional hospitals. Retirees who stay proactive with preventative care, maintain healthy routines, and plan transportation for medical needs often find that healthcare remains manageable within their budget. Medicare plays a critical role in making this work long-term. These towns are also well-suited for retirees who enjoy community connection. Smaller populations often mean stronger relationships with neighbors, local businesses, and community organizations. Retirees who participate in local events, volunteer programs, or social groups often report a deeper sense of belonging than they experienced in larger cities. Social fulfillment does not require expensive entertainment when genuine human connection is available. However, these towns may not be the best fit for retirees who crave constant activity, luxury amenities, or fast-paced lifestyles. Limited entertainment options, fewer shopping choices, and quieter surroundings can feel restrictive for those accustomed to urban living. Recognizing this early helps retirees avoid disappointment and choose locations that truly match their preferences. Long-term success in these towns depends heavily on financial discipline. Creating a realistic budget, maintaining an emergency fund, and planning for future healthcare needs are essential. Retirees who monitor expenses regularly and avoid unnecessary debt are far more likely to remain comfortable on Social Security. These towns make financial stability possible, but responsibility keeps it sustainable. Flexibility is another key factor. Over time, personal needs and circumstances change. Retirees who remain open to adjusting routines, housing arrangements, or even relocating within the same region often adapt more successfully. Many affordable towns offer nearby alternatives with similar costs, making transitions smoother if needs evolve. One of the most overlooked advantages of these towns is reduced financial pressure. Without the constant strain of rising rents or unpredictable expenses, retirees often experience improved mental and emotional well-being. This sense of control allows them to focus on health, relationships, and personal fulfillment rather than survival. Financial peace can be just as valuable as financial abundance. Ultimately, these hidden American towns represent possibility, not perfection. They show that retirement on Social Security is still achievable for those willing to prioritize sustainability over status. By choosing carefully, planning thoughtfully, and embracing a simpler lifestyle, retirees can create a future that feels secure, dignified, and fulfilling.